Bigbossjock, part 29 of the reading, book of poems. Tock situation is about to go off. Bigbossjock radio show, airing live on the mighty 750 kilohertz AM. Inside of me is our one only God, Father in heaven, Allah. He helps me do this rhyme, and I do give my thanks to our Allah, Father in heaven, our one only God. Bienvenido al programa. Soy el locutor, el gran jefe. Al intro a mí se encuentra nuestro único Dios. Él me ayuda a hacer esa rima. Por mi parte, yo doy gracias a nuestro único Dios. Siguiendo con parte 29 de la leída, el libro de poesía, Tock situation is about to go off. 1975. April, been springtime, Union City, Paula, Witt, John lived. Me, I frequented, also resided more time. 1973 to 1975 in Vietnam. Also, frequently, was on a transporter cargo hold where the animals flew. All the same for me, that's what they said, whether I slept in Saigon or been in Union City. If I was on the flight, meant I had got some shut-eye, needed to fly so people would see me. Union City attended Montessori private school, went to once a week, flew every week to Vietnam, then back again for more. Went to school some, but not very much, an hour or two. Flew 3 or 4 times a month aboard the transporters to Vietnam. Saigon, I was treated as a dog, held in a jail cell, no windows nor television. Started out in the cages, made my way to the room. No way to open the door, had a clock, also a bed, needed to wake up at 4:30. That time every morning. Needed to train, didn't matter the weather, train in the sun or rain. 4:20 a.m. I was to be up. 4:30, better have my boots laced, including had washed my face. Be ready for the day. Each night, command let me know. Next day, where I'd be going. Maps with coordinates, need to know how to read. Find my way on the map, understand how to use coordinates. Every time the door opened, I was sexually abused once more. Gamma ray been activated, heroin usually injected, crook on my arm or the knee. Rectum they did often also. Injected me with heroin. War was all night long, rat-tat-tat with a lot of booms. Shook often did the room. Rain with lightning, thunder along with munitions. Was that way all night. Furthermore, been stuck inside during the rainy season. Waited for the sun to shine. Often though, needed to go. Didn't matter, sun shined or rained. Choppers flew anyways. When I lived inside, stayed in the dog cages, rained, I needed to wait. Then after, I'd be entered into the game. More of the cowboys against natives play. Rick Simpson is a second cousin, then once removed. Richard Cheney, former Vice President Cheney of the Yankee Nation, Vice President under Bush. His cousin, Rick Simpson, Delta member during the 70s, 80s, 90s, into the O years. I believe he still is now because of me. He still gets pay. Is active till current day. Rick Simpson I'm speaking about. 1995, they are going to be in a report, both them. I'm getting there. They are in my life. Archive that is U.S. national security sealed. Hi, Christina with John Winter Gate. USO show. I should have been told. Paula Sue got brutalized, been on the beach, visited Vietnam, come be with me. It was an outing, such as children take their parents to school. Well, I took mine to war. Hi, I'm Shawnee. They put a... No, it was all part of the plan. It's cruel. But I do remember, she fronted as a press corps, another, and she had on a helmet and a flap jacket. No, all kinds of protective gear. And it was hot everywhere off of the base. I mean, this is the last days of the war. And so they're going to come to visit. Shawnee, during what he does at school. But it's not school. When he's playing natives with cowboys and natives. Yeah. What would it be? The parent-child outing? Get to know the teacher? Well, they get to know the general. Paula, she got brutalized, been on the beach, visited Vietnam, come be with me. That's coming up momentarily. General Westmoreland, 1975, made a cameo. He had his own room there on the base. Could be stated in that way. And I'm talking about April of 75. He wasn't the general in charge. Whole incident been done. Keep everyone in their place. Westmoreland is also in my life, along with Richard Dick Cheney, his cousin Rick Simpson, along with others. They hurt Paula Sue so much she wasn't fit to be my mother. I'm speaking about 75 Vietnam. I left Vietnam under the custody of my Yankee Sam appointed grandpappy, granddad, grandpa, them all, Wendell E. Gray, DIA agent, Wendell E. Gray, married then to Dorothy Thompson Hawkins Gray. Paula Sue left Vietnam with a colonoscopy along with an IV, was moved in a gurney. For a moment I was an emancipated minor, and there'll be a military tribunal. I recognized Bill's eyes. He was also one of the participants. As I wrote about the incident, this is when I first remembered. There's other details as I go along in the story. Currently, from the military tribunal, what came out of that was that Paula wasn't fit to be my mother. John, he didn't take custody of me because I wasn't his, and he had already left. He left Vietnam before Paula Sue got transported. He was there, though, for the brutalization. And this is all part of the psychological operation to keep my psyche split, divided. The military tribunal would appoint 11 men. They were part of the tribunal to be attached to me, make sure, keep aware of my well-being if I was in need, to help me. They've been some of the most egregious abusers in my program. They currently live houses away from me, a couple. And I'm not very pleased with this at all, as I do another day in slavery. And one of them is married to a Manson cult member. She was often on the news, one of those that are recognizable. Placed at the DIA, such as all the rest. CIA, he is also. I'm being held a slave. I don't receive any pay. Maybe someone will put some importance into what I'm saying and realize that my case actually is your case also. You, the public. You're being led by Nazi bloodlines. U.S. law, all other than U.S. national security, has been usurped by the U.S. National Security Acts that were passed. You had a founding father that said if you were willing to give up your rights in the pursuit of security, you didn't deserve either. Well, that's exactly what you're going to get, Yankee. Your tax-paying dollars are keeping me a slave and made it that way my whole existence here because of your lack of due vigilance in your government. What happened in 73 was a disgrace. Well, now look at the history and look up about MK Ultra. How is it that I was in Vietnam often in '73? What was those documents? The ones that Helms answers for at the time, Director Helms? That the child molesters took it upon themselves to quit their old ways, reform, because they realized it was so immoral that it jeopardized the security of the nation, and they shredded all the papers, documents pertaining to their experiments, and took it upon themselves to reform and no longer be child molesters. No one was prosecuted. Horrendous cases of child abuse, torture, sexual torture. Everything explained, U.S. national security placed. That's the explanation. Mm-hmm. Jennifer Myers Clark, Shasta, she's Shasta High School, class of '88. Shasta Junior College, spring, also fall of 2008. Took together piano, also swimming. Jennifer used a disguise. Cheeks with nose, teeth, also eyes. Planned she did, conceive a child. Her baby, I fathered. Along with a stool, also menstrual blood ceremony, happened in the piano practice room. Locked door, paper over the window. Gamma ray activated, she had her way. Came with instructions, phrases to say, how to hurt me. Further the trauma, she also, because in 1988, decided with her mother, along with her father, that she would be with me. Virginity, she chose to lose to me, or chose to give to me. Hat, she tried to place. Shoes, I wouldn't lace. She lost face. Made the Myers angry. That I didn't think their daughter, that she wasn't good enough for me. Hadn't been that way, though that's what they perceived. All this is part of the MK Ultra plan. They were encouraged, Randy with his wife, have Jennifer be with me. Jennifer was in the apartment with her parents back in 1972, Salt Lake City. Thing is, I couldn't remember Jennifer not until high school. Her father, Randy, is a made man another of the Meyer Lansky organization, and was back in '72. Jennifer Myers Clark, the Clark is Jude Clark, CHP officer, U.S. Federal Identity, CIA agent Jude Clark, 1975 Pine Ridge Reservation. His father been part of the operation, another one of the Fed agents. He also, CHP officer Clark. Jude has a brother named Eric, class of '87, Shasta High School. That's right, CHP. They've been quite involved with me. Pine Ridge Reservation, Jim Nick, CHP officer during the 80s, 90s. His son also, Jim Nick. Their 1975 Pine Ridge Reservation, U.S. Federal Identity, CIA, the Nick family. From what I understand, Jennifer with I have a beautiful daughter. Hi, Sandra. I haven't met Sandra other than gamma rate, so my memory's hazy. Either way, hi. Welcome to the show. Well, somehow we're all going to get along. Jude's had a very difficult time, and I can understand why. On the same hand, he didn't take it out on me, and he has since before Sandra was born, way before. Since the 3rd grade. He with I studied at the same school. They put the Pine Ridge Reservation bunch in the same elementary school as I. In my program. I can give the identities of more or less 30 to 40 federal, and that's families, at least 20 families from the Pine Ridge Reservation operation. And among those families are various CIA agents, few at the DIA. And they're all former members of AIM, and many with disguises on are current day leaders in that mentioned movement. I can't say many, but various. I shouldn't have said many. And I keep stopping and going. No, I'm searching here the document. Tock. Situation is about to go off. I'm looking for a letter that was left by Earl Hawkins explaining my inheritance, and along with other interesting details. Bush's involvement in the Kennedy assassination, the command center in the dam, conspiracy which included Jews, explained to him by a Hebrew man named Meyer Lansky, his partner, Earl Hawkins. And Earl Hawkins will have his place in history as the syndicate boss from 1973 to 1984, and how he got to that position. I'm proud of my grandfather Earl. Bigbossjock. Inside of me is our one only God, Father in heaven, Allah. He helps me do this rhyme. I do give my thanks to our Allah, Father in heaven, our one only God. Signing off. Soy el locutor, el gran jefe. Al intro a mí se encuentra nuestro único Dios. Él me ayuda a hacer esa rima. Por mi parte, yo doy gracias a nuestro único Dios por un breve momento firmando fuera.